Hello everyone, welcome to episode 3 of 360 Anything Goes. Thank you for tuning in. It is appreciated, and on this episode this week we'll be talking about one of my favorite movies, the first episode where I will be talking about a movie. And the movie I will be talking about today is one of my favorite movies, Rio Bravo. And classic Western from 1959. Rio Bravo stars John Wayne as John T. Chance and Dean Martin as Dude. Ricky Nelson as Colorado Ryan. Angie Dickinson as Feathers. Walter Brennan as Stumpy. Ward Bond as Pat Wheeler. John Russell as Nathan Burdett. Pedro Gonzalez as Carlos. Also Claude Atkins as Joe Burnett. That's the main cast. Was directed by Howard Hanks. The writers, Jules Verdman, Lee Brackett, B.H. McCampbell. And let's get right into it. Rio Bravo. And first, before I start talking about the movie, the reason I wanted to talk about this one is because, like I said, it is one of my favorites, and it's one movie that I always remember when I was younger. My dad watched all the time, was a big fan of Westerns, and he watched that one, and both of my grandpas were John Wayne fans, especially my grandpa Brock, big John Wayne fan, big fan of Westerns also. So when I was a kid and growing up, definitely saw Westerns on a lot. And also in the future, here on Anything Goes, I'll probably also be talking about some Western TV shows, maybe Bonanza, The Rifleman, Have Gun Will Travel. We will just have to wait and see, though. I definitely plan on doing episodes about those shows in the future. And now let's get to Rio Bravo. We start things off and we see Pat Wheeler, bringing in his men with the horses and everything. Pat Wheeler, played by Ward Bond, which I'd probably say he's most famous for the show Wagon Train, which you can watch on MeTV as part of MeTV Westerns, and that is another good show. And he did say his usual line that he says on Wagon Train. I know I can't say it as good as him, but I always remember he used to say wagon ho, And Wagon Train, good show too. And it shows them ride into town. And we see Dude, of course, played by the great Dean Martin, walk into the saloon. He looks around a little bit, and then he sees Joe Burdett, played by Claude Atkins, another good Western actor. Has been in quite a few Western TV shows as well. He was on a couple episodes of Bonanza. I know he was on Laredo and other Western TV shows. Very good actor is Claude Atkins. And he did a really good job in Rio Bravo playing Joe Burdett. And he's at the bar having a drink. And Dude, drunk, or Borachan, as they call him, which means drunk. And he kind of teases Dude a little bit. Kind of offers him a drink. And then he takes a dollar piece and he throws it into the spittoon for Dude to get. And then we see when Dude is about to reach in there and get it, we see John T. Chance, who of course is played by John Wayne. And of course, I'm sure everybody knows John Wayne, the Duke. Chance stops Dude from getting the dollar out of the spittoon. And then at this time in the scene, Joe kills a man. But I skipped a little bit when Chance went to stop him from reaching in the spittoon. We see Dude hit Chance, actually. And so he has a little bit of blood on his face. And then after Joe leaves, goes to another saloon, and then Chance goes after him. And then Dude shows up, and they arrest Joe. And then we see Wheeler again, and Dude stops him, asks him to hold, and we see the funeral for the man that Joe killed. And then Chance explains everything to Wheeler, what happened. They have Joe Burdett, and he introduces Chance to Colorado Ryan, who of course is played by Ricky Nelson. And definitely a good character is Colorado. Ricky Nelson did, I thought, a great job of playing this character in the movie. Definitely did a great job. And then Colorado sees Stumpy at the door of the jail with his gun. Chance tells Stumpy to stay out of sight. Stumpy is played by Walter Brennan. And we go into the jail, and Stumpy is in there watching Joe, and Joe starts to taunt Dude a little bit. Dude throws his beer at him, and then Joe asks Chance, he says, "Are you going to let him get away with that?" And Chance says, "I'll give him the key to your cell." And then we go to the hotel, and then at this time we meet Carlos. And then this is when we meet Feathers, as well, played by Angie Dickinson. And then later, a little bit, Chance, Dude, and Stumpy are in the jail discussing about what's going to happen. Joe Burdett and his brother Nathan Burdett, who will probably come try to get him out. He has people watching the jail. And Chance and Dude go check the town. And Stumpy tells them to holler before they come into the jail. And while they're checking, they see a guy on the top of the stairs, says he's just getting some air. And then Chance hears a noise, and it's a donkey. And they run into Carlos, and there's a poker game going on. And Chance talks to Wheeler at this time. Wheeler offers to help him, but Chance doesn't want his help, though. And he tells him about Dude and a girl he met who got there, who came to town on a stagecoach, and then he ended up leaving to be with this girl, I guess, and it didn't work out. He came back and then started drinking, and then people call him Borachan, of course, drunk, like I talked about earlier, and said he's been drinking since. And Wheeler says to Chance to let Colorado help him, and Chance asks him for his help. Colorado says one thing, I mind my own business. No offense, Sheriff. Chance says, no offense. And now Chance goes to see Feathers in her room. He thinks she was cheating in the card game, because before that, he looked through the deck and saw some cards missing. And he talks about how everybody else he knows, except for a guy in a checkered suit. And Colorado comes in and says he thinks that she don't have the cards. And they go back downstairs. Colorado finds who is cheating, and it's the man in the checkered vest. And Chance tells Feathers that he is wrong, but doesn't apologize. And then Chance goes out and sees Dude, and they see Wheeler walking in the street, and he is shot and killed by Nathan Burdett's men after offering to help Chance. And after an hour he offered to help. He's killed. And then at this time, Colorado offers to help Chance. And he said he had his chance to help, but didn't take it. So he turns him down. And then the guy who killed Wheeler runs into the saloon. Dude fires a shot, and he thinks he shot him. He says the guy stepped in a mud puddle. And Dude talks Chance into letting him go in the front. Chance goes through the back. And then Dude walks in. Has the bartender, Charlie, put his gun up on the bar. And Dude checks everyone in the saloon for muddy boots. And then we see someone up by the ceiling there hiding. And then one of the guys says nobody ran in. Chance says I'll remember you said that. And one of the guys there in the saloon too throws $1 in a spittoon for a dude to get it again. And at this time, there's a glass of beer on the bar, and he sees some blood drip down into the glass from where that guy is, and he asks Charlie for a drink. But then he turns around and shoots the guy up there. And then Chance hits the guy that lied, that says nobody ran in. He said, and they find I don't remember how much it was, but $1 gold piece in his pocket that Nathan Burdett paid him to kill Wheeler. And he tells him to leave town and tell Nathan Burdett to pay the next ones that he sends more, because they're gonna earn it. And then back at the hotel, Carlos tells Chance that Feathers was sitting outside his room to kind of watch him. And Chance tells Carlos to make sure that she gets on the next stagecoach. And then Carlos tells Chance that Nathan Burdett might be coming into town. And then he gets there. Everybody's around watching. Chance allows Nathan in the jail to see his brother Joe. And then we hear some music playing, and Colorado says, Diago, the Cutthroat song. And Dude and Chance talk about Feathers and the girl he knew that got off a stagecoach. And he tells Chance to be careful. Dude gets a shave, and the bath cleans up a little bit. And at this time, Feathers tells Chance that Carlos gave her a job helping out and tending the bar. And then there's a shot heard from the jail. Chance goes to check what's going on, and what happened was Stumpy shot at Dude when he was coming in. He didn't say anything, and since Dude shaved, bathed, and got cleaned up, he didn't recognize him. And Dude gets real upset with Stumpy here. And next, Dude is standing by the water trough and is jumped by three or four of Nathan Burdett's men, and they get him and tie him up, and then they pull their guns on Chance, and Colorado is there, and he stops Feathers from going out there, and Colorado tells Feathers to wait to give him the signal. He walks out and gives Feathers a signal to throw out a flower pot out the window. That distracts him. Colorado throws Chance's rifle. They get those guys. And then Chance goes to check on Dude, who is tied up in the stable. And Colorado and Feathers go in, and Feathers has a drink. And at this time, Dude, upset, starting to doubt himself, and he quits. And then next, Chance offers Colorado a shot at being a deputy, and Colorado says, if I'm going to get shot at, might as well get paid for it. And at the jail, Chance swears Colorado in, and Dude asks him if he is as good as I used to be, and Chance says, "It's close. I hate to hang my hat on the difference." Dude pours a drink, and before he drinks it though, he hears the Cutthroat song again. He stops, he pours it back into the bottle, and he says the shakes are gone, and he asks Chance for another shot. Chance gives Dude his badge back and tells him to clean up, and they go to the hotel. Or before that, started to get a little ahead of myself again. Now it's my favorite part of the movie, in the jail. Dude but before, I know I keep forgetting things. This scene, I should say, when Dude is talking about how his hands are shaking, he says, "What can a man do with hands like that?" I thought Dean Martin was great in this scene. Great acting from Dino. Definitely one of the best scenes. But now to get to my favorite part of the movie, in the jail, and Dude and Colorado sing "My Rifle, Pony, and Me," Dean Martin's song, and Dean Martin, Ricky Nelson sing this song great, and Stumpy playing the harmonica, and then after they finish "My Rifle, My Pony, and Me," Stumpy says, "That was great. How about you sing something? How about you play something else? How about something I can sing with you?" And then all three of them sing "Cindy, Cindy." And Stumpy says, "Ain't that great, Chance? It's better than being out in the street getting shot at." And Chance says, "You're right, Stumpy. And instead of going out there, we'll just right here in the jail for the marshal to show up, only be 3 or 4 days." And Stumpy asks him, or Chance asks Stumpy if they need anything. He says some tobacco, something else, some coffee, I think, and he says a beer for Dude. Dude says, "Thank you, Stumpy," and they go in to town, get the stuff, and Dude's gonna take a bath, and Burdett's men show up. They tie a rope at the bottom of the stairs, and at this time they got Carlos and his wife, and they make him yell for a Chance to come down. He runs down the stairs, doesn't see the rope, and he trips over it, and they get Chance and Dude, and then Dude tells Chance to go tell Stumpy to let Joe go, and he goes to the jail with Burdett's men, tells them that they posted bail for Joe, and Stumpy says Chance has got to get the keys. They're over there on his desk. And at the time, Stumpy gets his gun, and they start shooting at him. And Colorado is there too. He comes out. And then Chance and Colorado go to help Dude. Carlos tells Chance that Nathan said that he will trade Dude for Joe. And Chance and Colorado go to take Joe for the trade. They tell Stumpy to stay at the jail. And they meet up with Nathan Burdett. And they have Joe and Dude walk at the same time, and when they meet halfway, Dude tackles Joe, beats him up, and then the shooting starts. Chance says to Colorado, let's make a little noise. And then Stumpy shows up, and Chance at this time says, Stumpy, the fella I left behind. And then we even see Carlos show up here. Colorado says, what's next? The girl with another flower pot. And then Stumpy is over by the wagon with all the dynamite. And Chance goes warm him about it. He says, jumpin' Jehoshaphat's. And then Stumpy ends up taking some of the dynamite with him. And Chance does the shooting. And Stumpy throws the dynamite where Nathan Burdett and his men are. And Dude tells him to throw one for him. And Chance complains. He asks Stumpy if he can throw him farther. And Stumpy gets mad at him at this time. He says, there's never any pleasing you. Which happened a few times during the movie. Stumpy gets upset about him a little bit, complaining. And then eventually Nathan Burdett and his men surrender. And they get them and they go back to the jail. And we see Chance with feathers again. And then we see her dress get thrown out the window. And Stumpy catches it. And him and Dude walk off laughing. And then the end. So that was Rio Bravo. In my opinion, great movie. Like I said, one of my favorites. And that's why I wanted to talk about it here on Anything Goes. And in the comment section, you can leave your feedback and your thoughts and opinions on Rio Bravo. And I suggest, if you haven't seen it before, definitely check it out if you can. It is available on Max. And I know sometimes on INSP they show it as well. And I know AMC used to show it. I don't know when was the last time they have, though. But like I said, it is on Max. And that is where I watched it earlier today. So that was episode 3 of Anything Goes. We'll be back next week. Not sure what I'll be talking about just yet. So you'll have to wait and see what the next episode of Anything Goes will be about. And it could be about anything. Like I always say, that's the name of the podcast. Anything Goes. Could be about an episode of one of my favorite TV shows. Could talk about a movie I like. Or just anything I want to talk about. I could talk about any kind of topic or anything. You never know. And I'll have to think about something to talk about next week's episode. And it'll be next Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. But first, remember, this Sunday, AEW All In London and Impact Wrestling Emergence. I hope Sunday night to have a special live episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic talking about both of those shows. So stay tuned for that. And thank you for tuning into this episode of 360 Anything Goes. And like I said just a little bit ago, we'll be back next week for episode 4. But until then, see you later, alligator.